forward to having a wonderful time in the UK at the International Music Summit. Check it out at the internationalmusicsummit.com.
Well, hello, everybody. This is Rich Christie with RChristieEntertainment and Broadcasting, LLC. And today we have such a great person, Corine G. Santello. Is that correct?
Yeah, call me Corinne.
Corine?
Yeah, you can call me Corinne. We're friends now.
Corine, okay. Awesome. And right before we get to interview, I just want to shout out to the International Music Summit hosted by and created by Dr. Carol Crawford, a good friend of mine. She's a publicist, she's an event planner, and she does a lot of great things. If you want to find out about if you want to find out about the International Music Summit, you can go actually to internationalmusicsummit.com and to see what the lineup is and, what it's all about. It's a great event to bring all the artists, creatives, administrators, and producers together in one place to network and to share notes and to glorify God, But Dr. Carol Crawford, I just want to make sure I got her name. Also, her email is gospelsummitintl@gmail.com. That's back-to-back PR. So actually, the event is October the 2nd through the 4th, 2025. All right. In the UK. Corinne, you're going to the UK.
We are. I
am. So how you doing? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for connecting with me. And it's so far, I got to tell you, the response from people like yourself and the other creatives have been very welcoming.
Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. I like to hear that. Mm-hmm. And you know what? And I think one of the reasons is because of your spirit, the type of spirit that you have as well. You reciprocate that, and you can tell that, you have a love for music, you have a love for God. And just as I peeked into your bio and saw all of the great things, I peeked into your bio and saw your background. I was like, wow, this is great. So tell me about yourself, Corine, and tell me about your love for music and what you're doing.
Well, I pursued music since I was 13 years old. I grew up around gospel music, and my mom always had the radio on, and of course Aretha Franklin and even Barbara Streisand. At the time, I thought Barbara Streisand, but it was always music in the house some way.
Right. Okay.
So over the years, I pursued it, and it was just very hard. I did secular. It was just God wasn't really for me, and just. Been taking breaks. I started a journalism career and just trying to keep the hope alive to do it again. Mm-hmm. So a few years ago, I connected with someone and I told she was a vocal coach, and I was like, look, would you be interested in producing X, Y, Z? I was like, yeah, she's going to tell me no, but she was open. She was like, yes. And she became like a mentor to me. Long story short. So we released an EP. I have other EPs out there, but just, I'm just being in the trenches, in the wings. But sometimes, you have to realize as you mature, God might not want you where you think you want to go. And that's a hard pill to swallow for someone who's ambitious,
mm-hmm.
Who really wants their own way, which was me. So here I am today. So I performed, and I did. I've done some interviews and stuff like that, and it's been a great journey, but it's been tough. If you think you're going to walk out, and bring glory to God, and think you're not going to get any pushback, from yourself, even the struggles and the world, well, doesn't work that way. So.
Right. How long have you been performing?
Since I was 13.
Okay, so since
13.
then, 13,
Yeah.
and it's been a nice long journey. Tell me about the journey and how the music has evolved. Now you've had one album or one EP, is that correct? Or
Yeah,
did you
the
have
one
a,
EP, I've had a few singles out.
okay,
And as an independent creator, I mean, you're funding everything. So with the last EP, I was able to pour more money into marketing and
yeah,
so forth. And you see growth, whether it's using social media or metadata, which Dr. Crawford's going to talk about at the summit, and things like that to help build an audience
hmm
organically. And it's really, really tough. So that was my full EP with Anna, and we released Human, Fallen World, An Amazing Grace, and I did a cover of Duran Duran's Planet Earth, which I was thinking about releasing it before the summit, but we'll see. But yeah, so it's yeah, it has its ups and downs. It's
yeah, yeah. You know what? As with every other industry, right now it's AI and AI is kicking everybody's tail and and
yes.
either they're resisting it or they're accepting it, and then the ones that resist it, they're saying, you can't write a song with AI. I take both perspectives. I understand both. I like looking at it from a 360 perspective.
Mhm.
Why you feel about the way that you feel about this, but every industry has its ups and downs. And then understanding as we put music out, the climate changes, people have a different taste, with different
You
music.
can't keep up
But
with it sometimes.
yeah,
And yeah.
so one of the things I've learned too
Mm.
is that you want to be as authentic, be the authentic you, period. And just understand, you really can't cater to everybody. You can't. You can do the very best of what you have. Now, I listened to your song Human, and I tell you, what an amazing song. What what an amazing production. Oh boy, you wrote that song.
I wrote it, co-wrote it with Anna Ross.
Oh, with Anna. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it was coming out of depression, and we were hit with COVID, and it
Hmm.
was just not the best time. We
Right.
lost a couple of loved ones and stuff, and
Yeah.
like we struggled. People were
Yeah.
struggling, so I wrote her my ideas, and she's very talented woman. She doesn't need AI.
Right. Right.
Some people don't need AI.
That's
I
right.
can use some AI in my writing, my songwriting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There was this lady, I just saw this on the news. There was a young lady that she would write poems and poems for years and years. She had written poems and poems for years. And then along comes AI with, you can make music, and she put all her songs to she used the music. I'm sorry. She used the music, and now she's getting the recognition
Wow.
from big companies, and I think they want to pay like $3 million for, whatever. And she's getting out there, and that's just using the technology for your best. She didn't, I think one of the pieces said that she didn't have thousands of dollars to pay for production, which makes which makes a lot of producers like, oh man. But to know even that you can still put out music if you just had poems, that's a winner for some, and I understand the other side. It might, on the production side, but you just have to learn how to compensate and then just keep going, just not evolve, but to, yeah, I guess remake yourself, rebirth and find where you can best be. But I'm so proud of you when you wrote that song, even though it might be a song, that, has a bitter taste to it. It's a song that a lot of people can relate to. I just spoke with a friend, my mechanic actually, and he said between him and his wife in the last 3 years, they lost about 48 of their friends. And one of the reasons was fentanyl. You know
We
that
just went through that. We went through that. We lost a loved one in February. It's just,
it's tough.
yeah,
Yeah,
my heart
yeah,
goes out to anyone.
Yeah. So, one I was reading an article and it says that songs are music and songs are a pause in our day for God to work through us in people's lives. It's a pause that we can consume as humans, that we can consume that can transform our day into something that was totally different than before we listened to it, and just the power of it. You have that, the vocals, your vocals like crazy, crazy good. And I'm loving it. Where are you, what part of the country are you from?
Originally from New York.
Okay.
Then we moved to Pennsylvania. Now I've been in Virginia. Oh my goodness. Virginia Beach area about 25 years, maybe.
Okay.
So I'm southeast, but you can't get rid of the accent, especially when you get upset. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. I'm originally from Harlem, New York.
Yeah.
That's where I kind of grew up, and then I moved to Queens. But I'm in Florida now, and the hot. I'm looking at the sun right now. It's not as bad as it was in the summer, but
Woo!
ooh,
I can't take the heat.
yeah,
And today it's like really hot. We had that cooler spell, and then
yeah, exactly.
here
So
we
you
are.
felt it too. So what are your plans after this, after IMS?
Oh, that's a very good question. I started thinking about it, what direction or what. I'm really just see what the Lord's going to do. And I don't mean that as a cookie cutter
Right.
answer because I don't know. I do want to release Planet Earth, the last track, and I want to do more music. I love to do gospel music, like a choir and stuff like that. But that's just, that those are the things I would like to do. I want to do new
Mm-hmm.
songs.
Well, it's not beyond God putting that together for you, my sister.
Anyway, it has to be. I mean, there's
Right.
just like me sitting and talking to you. I mean, God had to do it. And so that's where I was I'm not thinking too ahead, but then I'm thinking about, you have to think ahead, what we're going to get from everything and the people that we meet and connect with. And, what do we want to build?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping to build with other people as a creative and meeting people through, this.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more from you. What message do you hope to bring to the IMS audience?
Grace. Yeah.
Mm.
Because, and I'll be doing Amazing Grace, but I know it's like, yeah, we just need grace. You really look and study about grace, the grace of God,
Amen.
especially in the world we're living in. It's just, we need not only God's grace, but we need to power through. We're soldiers. We
Yeah.
are in warfare. We, I want to encourage people. And that's what human particularly is like for me, because it's about not only God's power, his grace, but it's pushing through those hard times, like you're talking about your friend who had those
Mm-hmm.
loved ones that he lost. And you know what? Messing up and be like, okay, I had a cigarette today because I'm so stressed out. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, I'm a horrible Christian. Things like that. It doesn't look, it is not like that. So
Right.
we're here to encourage ourselves, but we don't want to preach to the choir, which I've been
Mm-hmm.
convicted of. We need to go out and do something. And
Right.
it's relatable music. And I love dance music. I think you can point out with gospel. I think there's so many things we could do out there. But I just hope, because it's hard. It's hard being a mom, being a grandfather, a dad, whatever it is you're going through, being a business person. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard and we need each other. So I'm hoping to be encouraged and encourage others to advance the kingdom through media and music.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it, Kareem. Now, help me get it right. I want to make sure I get the name right. Corin or Corine?
Corinne.
Corinne. Watch this. I'm gonna Corinne. Like core. I'm gonna
I
put a
told you
K
we're friends, we're
O R
fine.
core and two N's, two E's and
One
an
end.
N. No, I'm spelling it how I see it. Corinne.
Yeah, because some people spell it well. two R's, two N's. I don't know. I there, and I here.
But I appreciate you. I appreciate so much. And that was a great answer, and I think that we have to have, when we go out, there has to be a purpose of what we do. It's not just go out and just blow the audience away and, receive the hand claps. That's so empty. That is
It
just
is,
so
and then
empty.
what? And
Right.
then what?
Exactly. Exactly.
The
Yeah.
buzz ends, the adrenaline's going to calm all, it's going to
Right.
leave.
Right. And then the thing about that too is that when the people don't clap for you, what happens to you? That's the psychological part of, you know, who I am. You got to know who you are beyond the
Yeah, and we've
stage.
all been through that.
Oh yeah.
You're on a platform, I'm on a platform, and people like, yes, no. And that takes maturity. That takes a hard time. That takes
Right.
a long
Right.
time, and it's hard. You know, it's
Yep.
like, why did I choose journalism? I'm going to be ripped apart all the time. But it's the same thing. You're right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that reminder. We need that reminder.
That's right. That is right.
Why not get a clap?
All right. So, how can fans, people who love you, and people, the industry people, how can they contact you? Best contact you?
They can find me on Spotify under my name, Corine.
Can,
Um,
can, can you spell that? Can
yeah,
you spell it for
sure.
the people? Yeah.
I can spell it, no problem. It's Corine.
Hmm.
And they could find me on Facebook under my name, Corine, Corine.
Okay.
You can
That's
Google
good.
me. I'm some places.
Yeah. So, for musicians and singers coming up, what kind of wisdom would you impart to them? What kind of wisdom and knowledge would you tell them to watch out for or to be aware?
I think you said something that really spoke to me as well now. And I would pass the same thing on about being authentic. Um, People are hungry to relate to people, whether it's through your music, just be yourself. If As believers, especially when we're producing music, be yourself.
Hmm.
They don't, be like, oh, well, this guy's like you said about trends. I want to have this sound. I want to do that. That's fine, but be like you said, authenticity.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you don't get to the Grammys, you don't get to the Gospel Awards, like they're going to have what Dr. Crawford's going to be, involved with. That's cool, because there is the life after this.
Right.
And to kind of store your treasures in heaven more than accolades in here. It kind of keeps
Yes.
you even keel. Been convicted of it. And it's kept me like, okay, all right, good. Okay, cool.
I
I'll
love
give
it.
me a few mics in heaven. I'll be
Good,
fine.
good. Wow.
Yeah.
Corinne, that's the ultimate answer right there. That's beautiful. When we point it back to the Lord and
Yeah.
know that we have a reward beyond, you know, this 9 to 5 or our
Yep.
carbon-based
Mhm.
person, I'm a Trekkie, and one of the things that they bother one of the aliens, I hate going to this, but one of the things that they say is that they call the humans sacks of water because we're
Mm.
73 or 75% water. And, when we when this body dissolves back into the earth, spirit
Mm.
goes up and, meet its maker. And the question would be, what have you done, in what I gave you, in the temple I gave you?
Yeah.
And we want to have a faithful answer and to, you know, Lord, I did everything you told me to do. That's what I want to hear, and that's what I believe that you're conveying
Yeah.
to the artist, hey, all of this is fine, but remember there's reward in heaven. But Corinne, you've been great. You have anything else to say? I'm listening to you now. I'm gonna listen
Oh,
to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for encouraging me today, Dr. Christie. I appreciate it. You fed me as well.
Wow.
Uh, Thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're certainly welcome. I'm going to stay in touch with you. I think I love the art. Who came up with the artwork on the album cover for Human?
It was just me in a picture.
I know, but I saw what you did
I
with
just did
it.
it on like a face. Oh no, someone did it for me. I was like, can you do something like that to kind of bring like a little 80s to it? And he did
Yeah.
it.
Well,
It was
that
like a
is
picture I took in like a hotel room or something.
really. Sometimes those are the
Very
best.
low budget, very
Yeah,
low
yeah, right,
budget.
right, right. Like free on your phone. And that's sometimes, that's what I did. My wife writes too. And I did a picture. We did a photo shoot 3 years ago, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And they're asking for pictures here. And I said, why don't we just look through and see what we have? You know, I'm I'm able to go through and change colors, of dresses and colors of hair and enhancement and change background. I have to use the AI just a little, Corey.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with filters.
Right, right, yeah. But
Nothing wrong with
using
it.
that's right. That using wisdom and using,
Yeah,
what God has given us. He wants us to be responsible for what we have, what we
yeah,
already have. He wants us to manage it well,
yeah.
and that also. I'm going to ask you one more question. How would you tell an artist how to manage their money and what to do with their contracts, when it's time to sign?
To be quite honest, I haven't signed anything like that in so long. But what I did remember is get yourself a lawyer.
Okay.
Don't have a friend look at it. There are things in there that are might not be in for your own benefit. Like
Mm-hmm.
you gotta look for like, oh, you're gonna pay for the production
Yeah.
and how what's the percent of the production you're responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
Because people go into it be like, all right, they picked me up, they signed me, I'm paid for. Yeah, with a bigger company, maybe, but you really need to get a hold of your emotions because I was like, yeah, sure, and then you're like, oh goodness gracious, we're responsible for what part
Right.
for the
Recoup.
musicians,
Yeah, that's right.
studio time,
Yeah.
and every travel expenses if that's necessary. You got to really, really dig in. And more people are just starting their own labels. They're doing it independently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they could get more of the money. So definitely lawyer up.
Yeah. How has
Lawyer.
your how has your background in journalism worked with the music, work with your songwriting?
It's helped me do interviews a lot better. As
Hmm.
far as I compartmentalize these things. They didn't mesh too much together because I was set on leaving music behind. I was done. I was having this new career. So I worked hard to have this career.
Yeah.
And I don't think music really influenced
Wow. Okay.
the creativity, maybe because of the writing. So
Yeah.
maybe that's not totally true. I
Maybe
always loved
close.
creative writing and stuff like that. But I don't think there was too much crossover. And someone
Okay.
asked me that too. They're like, well, why can't you use this and that connection? It's not the same. It's
Hmm.
you know,
Different animals, huh?
they're different animals. Yeah, yeah, it really is. It
Okay.
really is.
Well, thank you so much, so much,
Thank
and
you.
I hope that we can stay in touch.
I would love
I
to. Thank you.
I have a platform. I would love to put some of your product up as well. And there's some other places I'm sure, we can help you get the word out. I'm all for helping artists as well. When Dr. Carol asked me to be a part of it, I was like, definitely yes. Because my heart is somewhat like what you said. It it wants to help other people. It wants to see the best in other people, and other people have to see the best in themselves too in order to partake of that. Because guess what? I could pour thousands of dollars into you, and if you don't feel like getting up out of bed, the Bible says something like this. It says, the sluggard says, there's a lion in the street, there's a lion in the way. So he just stays in bed all day, or she just stays in bed. But the person who's really getting up said, well, I could avoid that lion. I could avoid it. Let me get up. So we want to I want to personally help people who want to really help themselves, number one, and then have a heart for God, help have a heart towards honoring God with the gift. And, that's just my heart. So I just wanted to say that to you,
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Would you mind giving me our Christian Entertainment and Broadcasting a shout out?
Absolutely. Where do you want it? All over my platforms?
Well, right now you could just say something. And then we could talk about the other later, but just say
Oh,
something.
sure. You know, anyone who's coming to the summit and after the summit, I think need to be on your show. I think they need to share what's on their heart with you because the platform you're giving, you're not only interviewing people, but you're feeding. You
Ah,
feed on here, and I just been fed and encouraged. I didn't expect that. I just like, all right, I'm gonna
wow.
do my question, whatever, and it was profound.
Wow.
So maybe they can knock on your booth and be like, yo, do you have any, advice for me? But this is where it's at. So thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That blesses me. That really blesses me. And we'll look forward to talking to you again. I'm not going to be in the UK now. I'm not going. But
Why? How
you
dare
know,
thee?
how dare thou stay home, stay at home.
How do you stay at home?
I'm just not able to go at this time. But
Okay.
hopefully, when hopefully next year, I don't know, next year will be here in the United States.
Yeah, will. Yeah.
So I plan to be on that one. So
All
hopefully we'll
right.
meet then or even before then. I'm just 10 hours away from you. I produce music too, and all that good stuff. So,
Nice.
if down the road, you might need something, I'll be available for that. So you have my contact information, but how can
I,
people get in touch with you again? You said by Facebook,
yeah, they can also
Corine.
email. Yeah, they can email me too. It'd probably be easier. You ready for the old school email? You
That's
ready for
right.
this? All
Uh-huh.
right. It's Corinne, Corine, 72 at Hotmail. Whoa.
Hotmail, hotmail.com. You got mail. That's
You have
AOL.
AOL. So,
Lauren, you've been great. You've been great. You've been fun.
thank you. Thank you.
Even coming on earlier, I loved it because you was just so pleasant.
Yeah, I realized that I'm glad I did it because you always get burned. I was like, oh my gosh, it was a stain on my shirt. I was
Oh,
like,
really? Oh, wow. Wow.
yeah.
You said, nah, I gotta get rid of that.
Oh, I gotta get myself together, man.
All right, dear sister. God bless you, and we'll be
Thank
praying for
you.
you. And y'all have a wonderful time. And please do reach out to me afterwards
I
so we
will.
could stay in touch. And I want to hear how it went. I want to hear how it went. I probably will hear anyhow, but I want to hear it from you. All right,
Thank you,
Cameron.
brother.
All right, you're welcome.
I'm looking forward to having a wonderful time in the UK at the International Music Summit. Check it out at the internationalmusicsummit.com.